Officer, is there anything in this vehicle I need to know about?
Well, he should have stepped back away from me because I couldn't go anywhere, sir. You seen it?
I've got the whole entire video.
Good.
Over there.
Can we watch it?
Can we?
Can I watch it?
Yeah.
You have to do it for you on it.
What?
Freedom of Information Act on it. But from what I saw, he's lucky he didn't go to jail.
Who, Adam?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
Obstruction of justice.
What do you do?
He interfered with law enforcement officers' investigation of the stop.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
How did he do that?
Yeah.
Well, when you watch the video, you'll find out.
I just got off the phone with the prosecuting attorney. I explained to him exactly what happened in this situation, and he has advised me to write.
Have you written a citation both for
Obstructing a governmental operation and refusal to submit to arrest.
Brought to us by Arkansas Online and NEA Reports channels. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. On December 28, 2016, Officer Matthew Mercado of the Walnut Ridge Police Department pulled over Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railway Company employee Adam Finley while he was working in an unmarked truck on railroad property in Walnut Ridge, Arkansas. The footage from Officer Mercado's body cam, which he turned on after the traffic stop was initiated, shows that Mr. Finley was wearing a BNSF Railway logo jacket and that he provided Officer Mercado with his employee ID badge and driver's license. The first 30 seconds of the body cam footage did not capture audio and has been omitted from this episode.
You have anything concealed, any weapons, anything like that?
No.
Okay, well what's with the attitude?
Nothing.
No, you have an attitude, and what's your problem?
I don't have no problem.
Yes, you do.
I'm good.
I can pull you over if I want.
That's fine.
Because I have a right to ask you what you're doing over there.
Yeah, I work for him.
Okay, it didn't look like you were working. Step back from me some, too.
Oh.
You get up on me again, we're going to have problems. I'm glad you think this is a joke, sir.
I work for him.
What were you doing over there? And why aren't you in a marked vehicle?
Good.
But I didn't see you doing no work over there. And
You
then
want to go back over there and open the door?
You're going to put your hands behind your back.
I ain't
Right now,
doing nothing.
yeah, you're obstructing with my operation.
No, let me tell you. I work for him. Look at all this stuff back.
Mistaken
That
about
is
what the
the
law
exact
actually
question
prohibits.
Officer
But you
Matthew
didn't let me.
Mercado
You
asked
become
a
hostile
railroad
and aggressive
employee
with me.
standing on his
Yes.
own job site, wearing his own company jacket, holding his own employee badge. Picture a man in a hard hat and a BNSF logo jacket, hands raised, badge already in the officer's grip, and still handcuffs. That image is this entire case in one frame, proof in hand, and it changed nothing. Before we go deeper into what the body camera actually shows, make sure you're subscribed to Police Misconduct Case, because we don't just cover the story, we follow the evidence. December 28th, 2016, Walnut Ridge, Arkansas. Adam Finley is doing his job, working an unmarked truck on railroad property he is paid to inspect. Officer Mercado pulls up. 11 days on the job. 11 days, and already the badge outweighs the badge in his hand. The stop itself may have been lawful. That is the uncomfortable legal truth buried inside this story. Courts have said for decades that an officer does not need to explain a stop, and does not even need to be right about the law to make one. What matters is reasonable suspicion, a legal term that simply means enough facts to justify a look, not a conviction.
Backwards and places him into handcuffs.
What'd I tell you about getting up on me?
I wasn't. I was just trying to tell you something that I could prove that I worked for him.
What'd I tell you about getting up on me?
I'm sorry. I didn't.
Now, you want to be a some more?
I'm sorry.
You better shut your mouth. Come here. You set your right there. And you move from there, and I'm going to ride your... You understand? I don't know who the you think... Look at me. Who the you think you are? Or where you're from, where you mess with cops like that. You lost your mind. I dare you move from there. First of all, I have to prove why I pulled you over.
That's right.
You didn't even let me do that.
I'm sorry.
Shut the up. That's your problem right there. How old are you? If you're nervous, for what? What did you do? Right. So what are you nervous about? How do you think I feel?
Oh,
I'm out here by myself. I don't know if you got a gun in there. And then I walk up on you and you jump me all verbally.
I'm 37, sir.
Okay, we're the same age.
That's just like-
Man to man, why would you talk to another grown man like the way you did?
I just asked you why you pulled me over. It wasn't.
I was going to tell you. Do you know by law we have to tell you why we're pulling you over?
Yeah,
Because I can't impede on your civil liberty.
This is where reasonable suspicion legally dies. The badge was already in the officer's hand. Say it with me, because you will hear it again. The badge doesn't matter here. Not to Mercado, not yet.
When determining the reasonableness of a stop for Fourth Amendment purposes. For example, in the 1973 case of United States versus Robinson, the court held that a traffic violation arrest was valid despite the fact that it was, quote, a mere pretext for a narcotics search. And in the 1978 case of Scott versus United States, the court explained that, quote, subjective intent alone does not make otherwise lawful conduct illegal or unconstitutional. After summarizing these cases, as well as other relevant precedent, the court concluded in the 1996 case of Wren versus United States that, quote, we think these cases foreclose any argument that the constitutional reasonableness of traffic stops depends on the actual motivations of the individual officers involved. Subjective intentions play no role in ordinary probable cause Fourth Amendment analysis. Additionally, in the 2014 case of Hine versus North Carolina, the court expanded this principle to uphold a traffic stop where the officer was mistaken about whether driving with one brake light out violated the law, holding that reasonable suspicion can, quote, rest on a mistaken understanding of the scope of a legal prohibition, and that, quote, because the officer's mistake about the brake light law was reasonable, the stop in this case was lawful under the Fourth Amendment. In other words,
now the tone shifts, and this is the part departments never want you to see. Finley, calm, direct, asks the one question every citizen is taught they can ask: why was I stopped? Mercado's answer is not information. It is a threat.
To inform citizens of the reason for a traffic stop, a stop will still be considered constitutional as long as there is an objectively reasonable suspicion to justify it, even if the officer did not initiate the stop for that reason, or is mistaken about what the law actually prohibits.
But you didn't let me. You become hostile and aggressive with
I
me.
did not.
Yes, you
I
did.
didn't say one cross word. I just said why you pulled me over.
Sir, it's how you say things.
Sorry.
You should be. But you're getting ready to go to jail. Is there anything in here I need to know about?
For what?
For one, didn't I tell you not to get up on me like that?
I didn't.
That's
I
all.
just stood there, sir.
No, you got up on me, sir. I
No,
told
I
you don't
did
get up
not.
on me. Is there anything in this vehicle you need to know about?
No.
I need to know about?
Yeah, I need my phone.
You don't need it right now.
I've got stuff to do, sir. I didn't.
You got to sit right there. That's what you got to do. Adam, my name is Matthew, and this is all being recorded.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you go, but do you understand I could get you for obstruction, for government operations? Just listen to me now. Assaulting a peace officer, I should take you to jail right now. All right? Let me tell you something. When you come in contact with an officer, let them tell you why. Don't just start, what are you doing?
I was just confused.
Don't be confused. I'm going to alleviate all confusion. Now, you put yourself in my shoes, sir.
Oh, I understand.
You're a police officer.
Yes, sir.
That's my property right there I'm supposed to watch. Are you in a marked vehicle that says railroad? And where's your plates from? So, now could you see where I'd be suspicious of what you were doing over there?
Oh, yeah.
An unmarked truck on restricted property can meet that bar. So far, defensible. Then, Finley reaches for his truck door. Not a weapon, not a threat, just paperwork. And Mercado shoves him backward and cuffs him.
203 of the Arkansas Code, which states that an individual commits criminal trespass if they purposely enter or remain unlawfully in or upon the premises owned or leased by another person or a critical infrastructure, which, according to Section 5-38-101 of the Arkansas Code, includes railroad property that is, quote, either completely enclosed by a fence or other physical barrier that is designed to exclude persons without permission to be in the facility, or otherwise is clearly marked with signs that are reasonably likely to be seen by another person that indicate entry or unauthorized access is forbidden without facility authorization. Even though Mr. Finley was authorized to be on the property in the scope of his employment, because there was no obvious indication from his vehicle that Mr. Finley was a railway railway employee, it is likely that Officer Mercado had the necessary reasonable suspicion to initiate the traffic stop. As the Supreme Court explained in the Wren case, quote, "A search or seizure may be permissible, even though the justification for the action includes a reasonable factual mistake. An officer might, for example, stop a motorist for traveling alone in a high
Obstruction, assaulting a peace officer, jail, all invoked against a man standing still with his hands raised. Ask yourself this: if the badge doesn't matter, what exactly is protecting any of us the next time we ask a question during a stop? The two men eventually shake hands. Cameras off, incident closed. Or so it seems. But paper trails do not close. They wait. Later that day, Finley does the one thing procedure says he is entitled to do. He walks into the Walnut Ridge Police Department and files a complaint. He is met not by review, but by Chief Chris Kirksey and Sergeant Matt Cook, and the room turns from complaint intake into
employee. His
cross-examination.
continued detention was not justified.
Yep. And then when I make contact with you, you're aggressive and hostile with me verbally. And
Well, I mean, I didn't mean to make it sound like
turn around.
Officer Mercado uncuffs Mr. Finley, and after threatening to tase Mr. Finley and take him to jail, the two eventually shook hands and went their separate ways without further incident. Later that day, Mr. Finley met with Walnut Ridge Police Chief Chris Kirksey and Sergeant Matt Cook to discuss Officer Mercado's conduct and file a formal complaint.
What's your name?
My name's Chief Chris Kirksey.
What's that other fellow's name? That was this car right here.
It'd be Officer Matthew McCarty.
Yeah.
What I saw is, you want to keep a 6-foot distance.
Well, he should have stepped back away from me because I couldn't go anywhere, sir. You seen it?
I've got the whole entire video
Good.
over there.
Can we watch it?
Can we?
Can
Can I watch it?
Yeah.
You have to do it for you on it.
What?
Freedom of Information Act on it. But from what I saw, he's lucky he didn't go to jail.
Who had him?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
Obstruction of justice.
What do you do?
He interfered with law enforcement officers' investigation of the stop.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
How did he do that?
Yeah.
Well, when you watch the video, you'll find out.
I just got off the phone with the prosecuting attorney. I explained to him exactly what happened in this situation, and he's advised me to write.
Have you written a citation both for
obstructing a governmental operation and refusal to submit to arrest. So you will be written those citations right now.
When Mr. Finley attempts to file a complaint with the Walnut Ridge PD about Officer Mercado's behavior, he is interrogated by Officer Matt Cook and Chief Chris Kirksey, and eventually issued citations for obstructing government operations and refusing to submit to arrest, even though Officer Mercado originally chose not to write.
The jacket was already on his back. Once identity is confirmed, continued detention is no longer investigation. It is something else. He's lucky he didn't go to jail, the chief says, of the man who did nothing but ask a question. This is the moral center of the entire case. So hear it again. The badge doesn't matter here. Not to the officer on the road, and not to the chief behind the desk. What happens next is the part prosecutors call retaliation, and departments call procedure. Mercado initially wrote no citations, none. Then, after Finley files his complaint, 2 citations appear.
Section 5-54-102 of the Arkansas Code. The offense of obstructing governmental operations occurs if an individual, quote, knowingly obstructs, impairs, or hinders the performance of any governmental function, which Section 5-54-101 defines as, quote, any activity that a public servant is legally authorized to undertake on behalf of any governmental unit he or she serves. The statute also clarifies that, quote, this section does not apply to refusal to submit to arrest, any means of avoiding compliance with the law not involving affirmative interference with a governmental function, or obstruction, impairment, or hindrance of what a person reasonably believes is a public servant's unlawful action. Similarly, under Section 5-54-103 of the Arkansas Code, an individual commits the offense of resisting arrest if they, quote, knowingly resist a person known to be a law enforcement officer effecting an arrest. As used in this subsection, resists means using or threatening to use physical force or any other means that creates a substantial risk of physical injury to any person.
Obstructing governmental operations and refusing to submit to arrest.
Arkansas law requires actual interference to prove obstruction. The body camera shows no interference. It shows a man standing still, asking why. April 3rd, 2017. A judge in Lawrence County acquits Finley of every charge. Not a technicality, a full acquittal on the merits. 1 year later, April 5th, 2018, Finley files a civil rights lawsuit against the city, Officer Mercado, Officer Cook, and Chief Kirksey. The city settles. $57,500, paid out for a stop that started with a badge already in an officer's hand.
To the level of either of these offenses.
This will be taken into account.
You right?
You'll be going to court on this.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
That's fine.
So, this will be taken into account.
Uh-huh.
There'll be an internal investigation, but from what was seen on camera, and I talked to the prosecuting attorney, just now got off the phone with him, he told me to have you written those citations. Okay?
Your driver's license? So I'm getting a ticket for something?
Yeah.
Exactly what, yeah.
After being issued the citations, Mr. Finley chose to fight the charges, and on April 3rd, 2017, he was acquitted of all charges by.
And a second lawsuit follows. Fort Smith residents whose Facebook posts sharing this very footage were deleted by the department, alleging a First Amendment violation. That case settles too. 2 settlements. 1 rookie officer. 1 department that chose to defend the indefensible rather than review it. The badge doesn't matter here. Say it one final time, because it is the through line of this entire case, from the roadside to the settlement check.
Lawsuit from Fort Smith, Arkansas residents William Whitfield Hyman and Natalie Hyman after their posts on the Walnut Ridge PD's Facebook page that included links to this body camera footage were deleted. The Hymans' lawsuit alleged that this violated the First Amendment, and the case was eventually settled. Overall, Officer Mercado gets an F for physically and verbally assaulting Mr. Finley, maliciously abusing officer discretion, and for overstepping the bounds of his authority throughout the entirety of the interaction. Nothing that Officer Mercado did during this interaction was reasonable or informed by logic or law. And although the body cam footage does not include whatever Mr. Finley said that offended Officer Mercado, his conduct was unprofessional and unethical regardless. As mentioned on many episodes of ATA, officers are often subjected to unflattering expressions of free speech, and that is not a license to unlawfully detain and investigate an individual. And it is certainly not a license to physically assault innocent citizens who inquire about the reason for being stopped. Much of Officer Mercado's conduct was nothing short of criminal, and it is abundantly clear that he is not fit to serve in law enforcement. Chief Kirksey and the Walnut Ridge Police Department also get an F for immediately discouraging and dismissing Mr. Finley's claims, misconstruing the facts of the encounter in an effort to justify Officer Mercado's misconduct, and for issuing Mr. Finley citations for crimes he did not commit. It should be noted that Officer Mercado had only been employed by the Walnut Ridge Police Department for 11 days before stopping Mr. Finley, and it is difficult to understand why a police chief would so adamantly defend the actions of a rookie officer who committed such blatant acts of misconduct. Instead of assessing the encounter objectively and taking Mr. Finley's concerns seriously, the chief crafted an alternate narrative based on a misrepresentation of the facts in an effort to defend Officer Mercado's misconduct. Not only did the department stand by Officer Mercado's actions, but they also acted in retaliation on his behalf by issuing Mr. Finley bogus citations. The Walnut Ridge Police Department and city leaders handled this encounter extremely poorly, and Chief Kirksey's actions were the catalyst for the city's eventual settlement. This interaction highlights the difficulties that citizens often face while attempting to file complaints against members of law enforcement, and the financial consequences that burden municipalities who allow their officers to commit misconduct. Mr. Finley gets an A+ for remaining calm and collected throughout the interaction, making a legitimate effort to dispel Officer Mercado's suspicions, and for following up this encounter with the proper legal action. Not every police encounter warrants an invocation of Fourth Amendment protections, and it would be unreasonable to expect every citizen involved in a police interaction to challenge the authority of law enforcement. Mr. Finley went to great lengths to prove his innocence to the officer, and it is difficult to fault him for being so forthcoming when he needed to get back to work. Mr. Finley's ability to remain calm during Officer Mercado's attacks was remarkable, and very few individuals possess that level of emotional constitution. The fact that Mr. Finley managed to have all the charges dropped and a settlement reached, despite having been discouraged and intimidated by the police chief, is a testament to his character, and I commend Mr. Finley for having the courage to challenge the charges.